Welcome back in. Fitz The Bill rolling right along on this Monday morning, 106.1 ESPN, and we are joined now live in studio. Kelvin Gilliam Jr., defensive lineman for Virginia Tech, as Enter Sandman plays. Kelvin, how are you doing on this Monday?
I'm doing great, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing good as well, and just got to know, with Enter Sandman playing, are you getting, what, 2 months away now?
Yep.
We're about 2 months before down in Atlanta against South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling about that?
Man, it's feeling great and stuff. Like you said, Enter Sandman. It's crazy you said that because we just had that Metallica concert down there.
Yeah, were you there?
Yeah, I didn't go, but I heard. My apartment's so close, so I heard it.
So
right
you felt
there.
the earthquake?
Yeah, really. Like, it was crazy. So getting ready for that, and everything's just going in the right direction. So
that's awesome. And you're getting ready for year 2 now at Virginia Tech.
yes, sir.
How is it now acclimating to Blacksburg, acclimating to Coach Pry and the defensive structure? What are your expectations for year 2 in Blacksburg?
Definitely hitting the ground running with all the stuff that we gone on. As you can see, last year we didn't have the season we didn't wanted to have, but they messed up by bringing me back the next year and stuff. So that's what we're doing, just righting all the wrongs that we did or didn't do last year and just coming back hungrier than ever. And that's what we're most likely just about this year.
Yeah, so talk about that a little bit, because do you have that chip on? Did you hear the outside noise last year, all the expectations, and maybe not living up to it? Does that bring a chip on the shoulder into this season?
It's going to be a beautiful story. Coming in with all those expectations last year, all those talented guys, and not living up to the height, and to come back and see all that stuff. And for me, is all that is stuff about, it's just about, coming back and showing people exactly what you are and who you are. I mean, we have fans all over, even our fans doing it. Like we said, nobody believes in us right now. Nobody believes what we're building and stuff like that. And that's the whole point about it. Like we said, like, we're not going to talk. We're not going to say anything we're going to do. We're just putting our head down and going to work. So
I love it. Kelvin Gilliam Jr., defensive lineman for Virginia Tech, joining us this Monday morning. Antoine Powell-Ryland, you played next to him last year. Now he's up in Philly getting ready to try and make a 53-man roster with him. What was it like playing next to APR last year? And did you pick up any tips from him last year going into this year?
Definitely. APR is what I call a ball player. He's not worried about the outside noise, all the flashy stuff. He's going to show up and go out and do what he does and stuff. And being with him and stuff, like me and him, we go back and forth like pass rush plans and stuff. But for him, he is a natural pass rusher and stuff. Very glad to play beside him, and his tips all come from his pass rush philosophy and stuff. Get off, bending, leaning, and stuff like that. And that's one of the things that I'm blessed to play right beside him.
Yeah, and now he's gone. 16 sacks, got to get recreated. How many of those are you going to get next year?
Definitely up front, especially in the interior and stuff, because a bunch of those I'm like, dang, let me get some of that stuff. So definitely blessed, to play beside him and learn from him as well. But like you said, now that those guys are gone, it's time for me to step up in that production role, and so we're going to hit the ground running.
Along the defensive line, you play some defensive tackle. Will we see a line up on the edge a little bit more, or are you focused primarily on the interior of the line?
Primarily on D-tackle, because we're just so loaded with guys coming back and guys without the transfer portal. So if they need me to do it, I'll do it, but most focusly staying in the trenches right in front.
Yeah, that's awesome. Kelvin Gilliam, sorry about that, junior defensive lineman for Virginia Tech, joining us on this Monday morning. You got your start in the 804, playing at Highland Springs, coming back from Oklahoma where you started your collegiate career. How much of family being back in Virginia was it to come to Virginia Tech when you entered the transfer portal 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, so going back to what you said about Highland Springs, of course, like my head coach, Lauren Johnson, who played there, my defensive line coach, Derek Hopkins, who also played there, and many more. And those guys, we all, I played for them, and those guys, blue-collar mentality, learn how to work, and that's where those guys get their stuff from. So it was just a perfect fit for me to come in and, see where I'm from and where I was grown up and where I was raised and stuff, and to go in and to do it in my home state. And so it's just been great, your stuff. Like I got people all over that I played with, from Highland Springs, Takai Heath, Darius Taylor, Braylon Johnson, who did transfer out, but his little brother, Brendan Johnson's Peanut, who's there now and stuff. So it's crazy, and I tell guys all the time, I was an old head with these guys, now I'm an old head again playing with these guys and stuff.
So I got to ask you probably the hardest hitting question in Virginia football. 804 or the 757? I know you're going to say 804. 804. Why is the 804 better than the 757 in high school football?
I'm taking 804 because there's so much hidden talent that was in the 804 that probably didn't get the opportunity to get to the next level. 757 is when you got those guys that, that are from that made it to the second level or the highest level, which is the NFL. That's what I think what people say.
Yeah, they got Vic and Allen Iverson to hang back. We got Mekhi Becton.
He's the big guy. We all
literally and figuratively.
If somebody tell me that's the first guy, I'm going to say it's Mekhi Becton and stuff. But you have also greats like Kayvon Wallace, Greg Dortch. I mean, Clark. Like, it's all of those guys. Like I said, it's probably a hidden talent thing, but it's so much talent across the 804, especially with this new upcoming talent that's coming up.
And at Highland Springs too, you guys got a lot of talent. I know your season aligns pretty perfectly with the Highland Springs season, but have you been able to get back and watch some games since you graduated?
I try. I be there, when I can. But those guys, they're going to do a great job. I mean, new facility, new football field and stuff. And the thing about Highland Springs that, when my coach, right before I left, he said, like, they don't rebuild, they reload. And so
I love the coach speak. I love the coach speak. That's what they always say.
And for really me seeing that, because even if I left, they were still winning state championships and stuff. So, they're going to have a great season upcoming and stuff. Coach Johnson, still there, still leading that program to what it already is and what it can even be more and stuff.
How did they prepare you for your collegiate career? I mean, you came out, you were one of the highest rated recruits in the state of Virginia. You find your way to Oklahoma. We were going to ask about Lincoln Riley's brisket.
Yeah.
Did you get some of the brisket?
No, I did not. Okay. We'll get to that a little bit later. But
we've heard the stories that it wasn't the best brisket in the world.
You ain't get me fired about that. But
so how did Highland Springs prepare you for your collegiate career? I mean, you came out as one of these big time recruits out of Virginia, and then you had some success at Oklahoma, and now you had some success last year at Virginia Tech and trying to take that step forward this year. How did Highland Springs prepare you?
The most thing I could say, and I still use this to this day, I mean, it sounds crazy, but nobody's coming to save you in this life. Nobody, family, friends, like when it comes down to what you want, nobody's going to save you. And also, Coach Jay used to always say, nobody cares how you feel. It doesn't matter what I walk into that building, no matter what, nobody's going to care, what I got going on outside. And for that really was the thing, like, nobody cares, nobody's coming to save you. Okay, let's go to work and stuff. And that's what the beauty about this game of football. It doesn't matter what I got going on outside of outside of the game of football. When I'm in that weight room, when I'm on that field, all that stuff is blocked out. And that's why I feel like that's why I want to play this game for so long, because that's like a gateway from getting out to all this stuff I got going on. And the thing about those Highland Springs, those group of men, they really prepped you for life, I feel like, instead of the football world, because they show you that, that things are going to happen. Adversity is going to hit you regardless and stuff. It's what you do and your response to it and stuff. And that's one of the biggest things that I got from those group of men.
Kelvin, now you're going into your redshirt senior season in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech. What are the expectations you have for yourself? Mainly for yourself. I know what the expectations are for the team.
Yeah.
But for yourself, what are those expectations like?
For myself is to be that guy that I was always supposed to be at Oklahoma. Whether it's what they see me at, and it's to actually to show people, exactly, what I'm about. And the expectations is, of course, to go out and win. I mean, I guess that for the whole state of Virginia, that's where we from. And Virginia Tech is the program that, it was supposed to be, exactly like a Clemson or somewhere other. And this could be, a beautiful story to tell to get Virginia Tech back on the map and stuff.
I love it. Kelvin, thank you so much for taking some time out of your Monday morning to come by the studio, chat with us a little bit about it. We're excited to keep up with what you got going on at Virginia Tech this season and see where your football journey takes you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. We'll be back to wrap up this Monday edition of Fitz the Bill right here on 106.1 ESPN.